Hey, this is Keith with the Common Sense Practical Prepper podcast. This is your 1-minute survival tip for March the 10th, 2025. Well, folks are talking about an impending recession or looming recession. And I think the definition that some economists have agreed upon for a recession is if the GDP does not grow or does not increase for 3 consecutive quarters. I think that's how they define a recession. But most of Mr. and Mrs. America, we look at our checkbooks and how much things are costing in fuel to get from point A to point B, to buy the same groceries you did 6 months ago or 2 years ago. That's, I think, how most of Americans define a recession. You know, if the economists come on the TV next week and say, oh, that's it, the GDP did not grow for the 3rd consecutive quarter, oh, we're in a recession. Well, them defining a recession doesn't make the price of gas any lower or doesn't raise the restriction on the amount of eggs you can get from the grocery store. So it's all relative, and it's how it affects everybody individually, I guess, or as a family unit is what I'm trying to say. So talk about the corn index real quick. So a couple of years ago, when I purchased a lot of corn from my local Walmart, the cans of corn were 48 cents a can. So if I purchased 100 of them, that was $48. Over the series of my podcast, I talk about the corn index, the price of those same cans of corn at that same Walmart. Well, I am happy or unhappy to report today that those same cans would be 68 cents today. So 100 was $48, 100 today would be $68, a 41% increase, I think, if somebody help me out with the math. But there's how I could define recession. The price of a can of corn has increased 20 cents, 41%, in the last, say, 2 years or so. So definitely different ways of looking at inflation and recession and how it affects people differently.